Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today I'm checking out something pretty cool. This is a PlayStation Portable emulator, PPSSPP, running on the Oculus Rift S. Now this is actually a fairly old build. I found this while rooting through some old Oculus forum posts looking for some retro VR stuff, but it works just fine inside the Rift S. Now, one of the things I do have to say is the sound super glitchy. The audio, I don't know why it doesn't really work, but this game here, Flow, worked amazing. So this is an old school PSP game, but I have to say, like right now, I am totally immersed in this world. You can't really tell on the screen in front of you, but as I snack on these little bits of smaller creatures and grow my little snake-like creature, there's tons of depth as I move around and cripple this other character here. And I really do think that this is a pretty awesome experience. Now, this one is fairly simplistic. It's, again, not the most advanced PSP title, but even some of the more advanced titles work just fine. Let's see if we can get this to let us eat. No, it just pushed us away. But yeah, there were a lot of early PlayStation Portable games that I looked at and I was like, I don't think this would work. But this one worked really well. And honestly, I feel like this game honestly could very well be ported to VR as a modern VR title. It works really, really well. Now there's a giant one down there. I don't think we can defeat it. I think it's going to kick our butt in a second here. Gonna run away. Oh man, we got it. So yeah, the drawback being that there's not really any sound, but the gameplay is great. It works just as well as, like I said, pretty much any other VR game. Now, one of the things I will say is if I turn a little too far to either side, you do see it starts to break away from the expected result. Two more of these guys. Whoops, they knocked us up a flight. Let's try again. Go after this guy. Now, I do have to also say, I don't really understand what the rules of this are. I think you're just supposed to eat, which I'm into eating. I like food. I just really liked how this game worked in virtual reality. And again, this was a very early PlayStation Portable title. And it's one of several we're going to showcase today. I think we'll do this one last big dragon here if we can figure out a way to get down to it. Whoops. Went too far. Sometimes that's what happens. Whoa. We appear to have kind of leveled up of some kind here. It's like a teleporter. Let's go back up a level. Oh. And we've essentially started our character over. So I guess that was like a reset button. So I think we'll stop here. And we'll move on to another game. Now, one of the drawbacks with using an Xbox controller is it's immediately going out to the menu, but we can actually leave. We've got lots of games. These are actually the games that I had in my library prior to this. Another game that's worked surprisingly well is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So I'll show you this. I will say these loading screens just look like a big screen in front of me. You can see that really, like if I turn left or right, you just see a big rectangle in front of me. But after the loading screens, once we get into the actual game, we're going to continue our game as Ventus. It works a lot better than you would expect. I can see Ventus here now. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff popping into the screen. But this world outside of the levels kind of glitching out with the graphics. We've got Aqua here. She's got that little star thing. And that was the last night they ever spent beneath the same stars. So it's not perfect. We're on the loading screen here. We've got King Mickey surfing on a book, it looks like, which is pretty awesome. Now, one of the things we can do is skip the scenes. And now we've got the three characters of the game spinning around. We can select whichever character we want to be. I'm going to go with Ventus for this one. We're really only going to play for a few minutes, but it's definitely a different dynamic than what you see when you're playing the game in a non-VR state. Like, these guys are massive in front of me, which is pretty awesome. We're about to take a trial. The Mark of Mastery, which shows up several times in the Kingdom Hearts series. It's not just this game. Again, we can skip the scene. See, that hits them. Okay. All right, so we finished. We learned fever pitch in that last little bundle there. That was unexpected, but one must keep a still heart even in the most trying of circumstances. So that wasn't actually the trial. And it's cool seeing from their two perspectives. Now, of course, I'm not playing as Aqua or Terra, rather. I'm playing as Ventus. So this duel is just playing out in front of me as a cutscene. Again, I have the ability to skip this scene. And Ventus somehow ends up lying on the ground, angry. Oh, he's in bed. Angry. We'll skip that scene as well, because that was a little bit uncomfortable. Skip that scene. Skip that scene. There's a lot of cutscenes in these games. Skip that scene. And now we can go to the land of departure. And this is kind of like the gummy ship. I want to land here. Visit this world. So we are going to the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves land here. Again, we have to wait for the graphics to pop in around Ventus, but once they do, it looks pretty awesome. Hey, look, it's the Seven Dwarfs. And I have to say, the perspective is weird, but once we skip the scene and we're in the game, playing works great. Open. We got a potion. Now, I don't know as far as the graphics, because I haven't played this game on the actual PSP for quite a while. I don't know if these graphics, if there's textures missing, as an example. I suspect they might be, but gameplay-wise, this plays really well. It's not your typical platformer. Go down this way. Who were those little men I saw march off? So I'm going to assume I was supposed to go this way. Because there's the mine here. Oh! Got an ether. And now we're going into the mine. Okay, that makes sense. And now here are the 7 dwarfs. And if you've watched my channel, you'll know I am a huge fan of Disney and Disneyland and Disney products. So seeing the 7 dwarfs interacting in Kingdom Hearts in VR is pretty darn sweet, I have to say. And despite the fact that this is a PlayStation portable game, it looks fantastic in virtual reality. You don't need to have 4K or 8K to have a great game. Also, this game, I can look all around once you're in a scene that's been fully rendered, and it works just great. And we can skip the scene, and you'll see this next scene here. I can go over here. I can shop, buy some stuff, Kupo. All these different spells and keyblades and things. I think there's also a save. There's the save spot. That's what I want. I want to save. I will continue playing this more on my own. But again, I really just wanted to show kind of how this works. So the inspiration for this video was actually a game called LittleBigPlanet. Now, I have never played this game. I did own it, but I never actually remember playing it. I may have 10 years ago. But this particular game, I saw the Sackboy's Big Adventure trailer as part of the showcases that are happening this month, because of E3 would have been this month. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that Little Big Planet was a platformer. So we're going to start with the first level. As you can see, it's super small in front of me. I can't change that, but once we're in the level, it works fairly well. So this level is based off of Australia. So there's some references to Australia, but this is Sackboy. And one of the things we can do is actually stick a sticker here. So if we take a sticker, I want to do, let's do the mosquito sticker. Sometimes those help. I can step out. I keep forgetting I have the ability to go forward a layer. So this game is actually really trippy in VR because there's multiple layers in the game. Try that one more time. Whoops, too far. All right, now I'm going to continue this way. Sometimes the path is behind me. That. There's another one. All right, and one more there. All right, this part's a little bit tricky. See what happens there. I'm trying to get all of these little bubbles. Now, had to get past that little line to get back there. And now we'll go over here. And with these, you can change some things. Now we have to retry. Takes us upstairs and past where we just were. And then here's a sticker. We actually have to use that mosquito sticker because that guy's hungry. You see his tongue sticks out. That lets us keep going. Those guys are pretty cool. So this doesn't run as good as Kingdom Hearts. It also runs a little bit faster speed than a normal game. But it's definitely still enjoyable. There we go. And this is the end of the level. You can tell by the confetti that's showering us here. Now we can continue. So this is the game again that inspired me to play this. To check out PPSSPP. So there are some games that just do not work at all. And there are some other games that work really well. Again, I just kind of took games out of my own library. I kind of want to see how Untold Legends looks. This was one of my favorite games for the PSP. Actually, the reason why I purchased a PSP in the first place. So, except this is, I believe, the second Untold Legends game. Wow, the character moves around. That's pretty sweet. We'll go with a knight. I was gonna accept everything. That's good. And we'll play single player. Oh, this is actually pretty sweet. I have to say, if this sticks with this top-down approach, I am into this. This is pretty awesome. Help the spiders, they've never done this before, etc., etc. I don't want to move the camera. I like this. This is awesome. Whoops. Need to pick up that bow. Now, this game is kind of a dungeon crawler. By far my favorite game that I played back when the PSP was new. I spent a lot of time in this game. The character over here. Oh yeah, there's the evil character there. You scared me. I saw something big and dark run into the foyer. Yes, you did. There it is. Let's try. I've gained experience. We'll take that saber. And now if we hold this button, we go back to the city. And I have to say, I really, really, really like this. This looks awesome in VR. Let's see. No, I don't want to run away. I just didn't remember. I guess I have to go that way too. Yeah, there we go. It's probably been 10 years since I last played this game, but I love the top-down perspective of this. This is fantastic. Concerned about the academy. Heading up the stairs. I hope Kaylee is all right. Well, let's find out. Pick up better weapons as we go. All right, so I want to switch. I feel like I have the ability to switch weapons. There we go. So right now we've got a ruined short sword. We've got a weak saber. We've got 2 advanced for our character. Got a pick. I feel like the pick is actually the best, so let's equip that for right now. Time to put your warrior skills to the test. Last seen in the market plaza, she's been taken into the secret catacombs, sworn duty to protect her. All right. And so on and so forth. I don't really think going to the catacombs is something I need to do. But I do think this is a lot of fun. Overall, this was just a quick look at PPSSPP on the PlayStation Portable. I'm going to go ahead and save my game because I'm probably going to come back to this later if it lets me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more VR and AR content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.